Welcome to Business here on Joy News Prime with me, Beverly Broom. Now, tanker drivers of the various petroleum products have declared their intention to strike from Monday, 26th June 2023. This is due to what they describe as terrible road conditions in the Tema Industrial Enclave, as well as other fuel depots in the country. The following report has more.
The tanker drivers' intention to strike come Monday was captured in a letter cited by Joy Business to management of the Tema oil refinery. The tanker drivers say they have been forced to take this action because all attempts to get government to deal with their concerns have not gotten the desired results. The drivers in the letter to TOR management recounts engagements with National Petroleum Authority, which all have not led to any action being taken on these roads. The challenge is not only with the Tema Industrial Enclave, as the drivers indicate that other fuel depots in the country are having a similar challenge in terms of road network. The drivers have also told Joy Business that these concerns have gone as high as the presidency and the Minister of Transport, but no action has been taken. They are worried the nature of these roads could result in a disaster when they are transporting petroleum products. The action could result in the supply of petroleum products being affected badly from next week if the issue is not resolved.
Now, the independent power producers have expressed their resolve to withdraw their decision to cut power supply from July 1 if the World Bank is able to intervene swiftly on their demands. This follows a pledge by the World Bank to help Ghana address its power supply challenges. However, the IPPs have formally notified the Finance Minister, Ken Oforiatta, to cut power supply due to the lack of resources. Elikplim Afetobo is the Chief Executive Officer of the IPPs and has been speaking with my colleague Pius Kojubaka.
We are critically challenged, facing financial difficulties. We have made these challenges known to government, ECB for that matter, but have not received the needed attention. We indicated that we are unable to guarantee supply after June 30th, just because we do not have the resources to do so. There was no negotiation anywhere. What I would say an engagement was when government invited us to pull towards the debt restructuring plan which we have rejected. I think that is the story. There was no further engagement. So anything related to debt restructuring is actually not acceptable. So I cannot say there was any negotiation or there was an engagement. We are now what we want to see is the cash in our account to continue the operation. We are on standby for that. If World Bank is able to intervene as early as possible, we'll do it. We just lack the resource to continue the operation. That's why we will not be able to run an empty vehicle. The same way we cannot run an empty plant. Touch down, we continue the operation.
Now, challenges with oil production has impacted negatively on the performance of industry for the first quarter of this year. This was captured in the latest GDP estimates for the first 3 months of this year. The following report has more.
Oil production over the years has been one of the major contributors to industry's performance when it comes to GDP calculation. Therefore, any challenge in that area will definitely impact the economy. Some analysts are linking the challenge to drop in oil production and difficulties in securing approval from government when it comes to their new oil production and work on new fields. On the construction subsector, Joy Business is learning that one of the major reasons that contributed to its contraction was issues with clinker importation by the cement manufacturing firms, which impacted on the sector's performance. The Ghana Statistical Service data on the first quarter GDP estimates showed that all the subsectors did contract, a part of electricity, which went up by over 3%. However, Joy Business is learning that the sector could have done better than what was recorded. It's one of the independent power firms was not shut down due to some internal issues. The Ghana Statistical Service is, however, optimistic about the industry sector picking up in the coming month. This is due to the fact that its performance for the first quarter of this year was somehow impacted by some shocks coming from COVID-19 related activities. So, if these challenges should be dealt, then the performance of industry could pick up strongly.
Meanwhile, the agri sector ended the first quarter of this year with almost 5% growth. This was fueled by significant activities in livestock, cocoa, forestry and logging. But General Secretary of the Agricultural Workers Union, Edward Karwe, says the growth was not influenced by policy, but by the weather.
That improvement in the agri sector is not based on policy influence. Because as we know, agriculture is generally rain-fed, and we are also aware that in this year, 2023, government has spent less on agriculture so far. And we are all aware that government is taking steps to review the Planting for Food and Jobs program. So what you have seen as a positive growth is not as a result of policy consequence, but it's just influenced by the weather. So we hope that going into the future or into the year, if the weather continues to be good, then of course we may see the trend going. But it is not based on policy influence. But if you look at fisheries, of course, you can see that fisheries in general terms will continue to have a negative effect because we are gradually destroying all our rivers through this unenvironmentally friendly activities like galamsey and so on. So we are yet to see the worst of the fisheries industry. One of the things that those figures are telling us is that, and this is our economic situation as a country, the area, the sector that can stay less is agriculture because it has a resilience to the external shocks that the country is experiencing. Now, it means for us to sustain it, we need to invest more in it. But as I've already indicated, we are also praying for good rains to come at quantities and time that the farmers need it. So our influence on the trend of agriculture for this year is not going to be mainly on the dictates of policy, but it's going to be based on luck as we depend on the natural factors to grow our agriculture.
We stay a bit longer on agriculture as Minister for Food and Agriculture, Brian Echampo, has assured that government is on course to implement what is termed as the new Ghana agriculture to ensure adequate food supply without reliance on importation. According to him, this process involves the use of digitalization to improve efficiency and proper motivation for local farmers in order to produce to meet the quality standard of the country. The minister was speaking at to cocoa stakeholders in Accra on the back of the African Cocoa Exchange.
Looking at the agricultural space with focus and at a 360 degrees. We're on a trajectory of a modern, prosperous and private sector driven economy. We believe that poor farmers cannot continue to feed the rich, and therefore we have to change the trajectory of agriculture to ensure that our production can meet the needs of Ghanaians and our exports requirements. This hope and vision is to achieve what we call the new Ghana agriculture. We will achieve that through digitization to drive efficiency, to improve productivity and accelerate access to government services and improve the ease of doing business. We will diversify the agro industry, we will be technologically innovative, and we will add greater value to our production processes.
To some other stories now, in telecom firm Airtel Tigo has rebranded as AT. The company says the move is to give the company a new facelift and improve in its operations with customers. Addressing the media, Chief Executive Officer Leo Scalato said the change of the name won't lead to job losses, but rather scale up operations.
According to the company, the name change will apply to all sub-brands AT Money, AT Business, AT Premier, and AT Insurance. The company maintained that its social media and website domain names would also change accordingly. The new name AT will also apply to all future communications, marketing materials, and branding efforts. Speaking during a roundtable discussion, Leo Scalator said AT is a bold and strategic move aimed at reflecting their brand promise of simplicity, making it easier for customers to identify and engage with the company.
It's a simpler way of continuing the recognition that our customers have given us at this point for the past 31 years, while not standing for Airtel Tigo. So we are formally changing the name. We are taking out Airtel and the name Tigo. We understand that many people have fond memories of the long history of Tigo. Many people have fond memories of Airtel for 12 years, but there might be a few not so fond memories. So we thought that we would take this opportunity to change the perception of the company. So it is now AT. The Minister of Communications has helped to save this company, as you all know, from Airtel and Tigo when the government took over in 2021. The Minister, again, has spearheaded the efforts to restructure the company through that time period and is now spearheading the efforts to help find a partner and close a partner with us. So we'd like to thank the Minister for this, and the timing seems to be appropriate that now we are embarking on a new and simpler path going forward. And we hope that translates to all of our customers and various stakeholders that AT now stands for more simplicity.
AT Ghana says it will continue to offer the same innovative services with an enhanced focus on user experience and customer satisfaction.
Now, about 3,000 business owners have received training on how to augment their business outlook using social media tools as well as good customer experience knowledge through MTN Ghana's 21 Days Yellow Care initiative. Here's more.
In line with this year's theme, empowering entrepreneurs to unlock growth and job creation for communities, MTN organized an exhibition and training session for some startups to climax the initiative. Speaking to Joy Business, Chief Corporate Service and Sustainability Officer at MTN, Adjoa Efriye Wiafe, says their target has been met.
We plan to reach 3,000 people, and we have reached 3,000 people all across the country. So women, youth, differently abled, 3,000 of them, local artisans, grassroots entrepreneurs. That's the whole purpose of Yellow Care, to reach out to those who are underprivileged, who do not have access to the internet or to social media, to let them know how they can access social media and how they can use that or leverage on that to build their businesses, to scale up, to move their businesses to the next level. So that was the purpose, and we think that we have achieved that.
She assured that her outfit will continuously monitor the progress of beneficiaries to maximize the gains of the program.
After this, we will follow up with some of them to see how well they are doing. We want to learn some lessons from what we've done and to keep improving upon the program and to use the lessons we learn for next year. We also have an enterprise support program which is aimed at supporting local businesses to be able to grow their businesses. So we started this year. It's going to run for a period of 5 years. We are going to work with 100 local entrepreneurs, grassroots entrepreneurs, and then help them to develop their products and to market their products.
Some of the beneficiaries have been speaking to our news team.
A lot of networking and a bit of sales. And then the MTN people too, they are training us a lot on marketing, packaging and all that. I will be able to market our products very well, especially on social media. We are really learning a lot. So I want to say thank you to MTN. Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity.
Someone just came to us and was even talking about wanting to know more and if there are any investment opportunities. So this is a great platform for me as a budding entrepreneur.
MTN Yellow Care program is an employee volunteerism initiative designed to engage the staff in high-impact social projects within their communities.
The Institute of ICT Professionals Ghana is calling for more dialogue to bridge the gap between academia and industry. The institute says information technology can be leveraged to explore various opportunities for young entrepreneurs. Executive Director David Gow said adopting innovative entrepreneurship programs will increase employment. He spoke at the third edition of the Tech Entrepreneurs Forum.
Forum was organized by the Institute of ICT Professionals Ghana in collaboration with the Air Force Foundation and other supporting partners. According to David Gowu, more engagement is needed to help these young entrepreneurs.
We're happy to have the third Tech Entrepreneurs Forum, a forum that is designed to bring together small startups or startups that are in the tech space, give them a platform so they can showcase some of the innovative applications that they've developed and how these applications can help businesses. So the first Tech Entrepreneurs Forum that we started 2019, and then we had a break because of COVID, and then we came back 2022. We had the second Tech Entrepreneurs Forum, and we are really excited about today's event.
Project manager at Air Force Foundation, Hannah Schleman, was optimistic these young entrepreneurs within the tech space would aid in the transformation of the economy.
We facilitate the collaboration and the contact between the young students and graduates who have gone through the DigiCap program and have become junior consultants. So they consult small businesses in their digitalization processes. So we facilitate that contact between the young ones and then the companies, the industry, the employers, basically.
Executive Director for the National Service Scheme, Osei Asibe outlined some initiatives his outfit is rolling out to support these young entrepreneurs.
National Service now is creating the pathway in the area of ICT. First, we were only deploying people to go to other places, but now we deploy people to hubs where those that they've learned, especially in the area of ICT, we deploy them, get consultants to reshape them for them to be able to create jobs on their own, create solutions. And if you're able to create solutions, it means that you are addressing the problem. Last year, we worked with almost about 7 different institutions. Our doors are open for thousands, so we can work with them.
The forum was under the theme fostering stronger collaborations between industry and academia to promote tech entrepreneurship.
Access Bank Ghana has signed an agreement with the ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development to receive $30 million for onward lending small businesses. The funds are expected to also help players in the agribusiness and the manufacturing sector. The following report has more.
The agreement between EBID and Access Bank seeks to finance the expansion of operations of SMEs in Ghana. SMEs are expected to receive substantial financial support through tailored credit facilities from Access Bank Ghana, having championed the cause of SMEs in Ghana. Speaking to Joy Business after the signing, the Managing Director of Access Bank Ghana, Olumide Olatunji, said the facility will also aid the bank in supporting Ghana's agri value chain players.
As you would rightly know, SMEs continue to play a very critical role in any economy. Ghana is no exception. So in Ghana, SMEs contribute over 70-75% of the GDP in Ghana. So it's not a sector, it's not a space that we should ignore. So Access Bank wants to ride on these partnerships to create credits to support SMEs in the various sectors we have spoken about. This facility is another partnership to make that possibility happen to SME business in Ghana. So we want to ride on the back of what we are doing with EBID to support SME growth in Ghana by creating credit. Like I said in my opening remarks, post the debt exchange, we want to ensure that we don't slow down as far as credit creation is concerned. And so we have identified the resilient sectors in the Ghanaian economy.
On this part, the President and Chairman of the Board of Directors of the ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development, Dr. George Kumdonko, is hopeful the money will transform Ghana's economy.
Now, our main objective as a bank is to finance development projects and programs across the various sectors of the economies of West Africa. This facility, and in so doing, we intervene in both the private sector and the public sector. The private sector is where we give facilities to companies within the ECOWAS member countries. It can be financial institutions, private enterprises and companies. In this context today, we have extended $30 million to Access Bank. The reason is simple. Access Bank meets the financial requirement of the bank.
Now, government has reiterated its commitment to deepen its efforts in increasing renewable energy penetration. According to Deputy Minister for Energy Herbert Krapa, the ministry is developing a nuclear energy plan to transform the sector. He spoke at the launch of the Africa Energy Technology Conference in Accra.
Africa Energy Technology Conference is Africa's premier energy technology-driven exhibition and networking conference that seeks to create a distinctive platform for key stakeholders and industry players within the energy ecosystem.
Technology that is efficient, reliable, resilient, and affordable is the answer. And we have to do this urgently. If we didn't know, but I think we did, recent global energy events should have awakened us. Access to energy represents one of Africa's greatest obstacles to socio-economic development. Supply lacks demand, and in many ways, and in as many as 30 countries in Africa, recurrent electricity outages and load shedding are the norm.
Deputy Director in charge of Nuclear and Alternative Energy at the Ministry of Energy, Dr. Robert Sobaji, called for more technology in Ghana's energy transition.
The topic on technology is key in energy transition because we realize that energy transition is one of the big things which is happening in the energy sector now, and sustainability of technology in energy transition is key because as at now we only have few assembly plants for solar, wind. You have to also import everything. So what this conference seeks to address is to make sure that we have homegrown technologies that is able to address the maintenance and the sustainability of technologies in the energy sector.
Founder and executive chair of the Africa Energy Technology Center, Emilia Akuma, stated that a collective effort in transforming the sector is key to transforming the energy space.
We strive for an energy future that leaves no one behind and that uplifts communities, that drives economic growth and sustainable development across the continent. The Africa Energy Technology Conference will be the testament to share to our commitment towards achieving these goals. As we stand on the cusp of this transformative event, I invite each and every one of you to join us in Accra, Ghana, for the Africa Energy Technology Conference 2023.
The 3-day exhibition and networking conference is to delve into issues confronting the energy sector.
And that's our package for tonight. For more news, you can log on to myjoyonline.com/business. I am Beverly Broom. I leave you with news making headlines on the international front.